You just need a broad stroke understanding of a few simple concepts and
Mhm.
how to properly incorporate them for you. I'm not asking you to read stock picks and companies valuations, just some broad strokes.
Women tend to not be as interested in money. So, what we don't understand and we feel uncomfortable with and we're scared of, we often don't lean into that.
Divorce can be emotionally and financially overwhelming. That's why I'm teaming up with Sunny Wishart, president and founder of a la carte Financial and a certified financial planner. We will show you how to understand all things money without feeling ashamed, overwhelmed, embarrassed. You will learn more, ask questions. No question is a dumb question. Welcome to Money with Sunny. Let's get into it.
Welcome to Divorce Thrive and Money with Sunny. My name is Wendy Rovers, Sunny Wishart. We're here to talk to you about all things money and how important it is to know these things when you're transitioning through divorce. Today, we're going to talk to you about my husband has always handled the money. I have always taken care of the kids and their schedules. Help me. So we want you to think about these things. We're going to cover this in the video today. Why did you default to your husband? Why do you want to take control of your financial situation right now? Why do you want to be financially independent? Are you willing to do the work and know that this is a process? It's a journey of discovery. Hey, Sunny, talk to
Okay.
us about this.
Yeah, this isn't a crash course on get up to speed with your money now. And these are my pre-canned insert solutions here. When someone calls me with this particular situation, I want to know so much more. Like you said, like, why were you defaulting to your husband? Because I need to know your feelings around money in the first place. And I need to know where you're coming from in order to provide solutions that are actually going to stick when I throw them at you.
Why do women default to their husband?
You just see that they look like they're loaded up enough, and taking on that extra task is just no, it's just something they've passed on to them. And my mental load is heavy enough. He can do this because maybe he doesn't do any of the cleaning and the laundry and the oh gosh, don't even get me started on our personal calendars. So you're so busy navigating that's something that they end up taking over, and that you can take that off your plate.
And that's perfectly normal. It's not uncommon. This happens every day, all the time to millions of women around the world. So, why else? I think women tend to not be as interested in money.
Mhm.
They
I
don't,
hear a lot of them saying, "I don't understand numbers."
right? I don't understand numbers. So, what we don't understand and we feel uncomfortable with and we're scared of, we often don't lean into that and we lean into what we're good at, which is great. I mean, I recommend leaning into what you're good at, but in order to create financial independence for yourself, which is a piece of freedom in your life, you need to lean into this stuff. So, why else do people just default to their husband?
Well, you can just see them glaze over right away the minute you start talking numbers. Just, I don't like numbers. I've never been good with numbers. They've telling themselves this constantly as their excuse and it's like, I was never good with numbers. I flunked grade 10 math.
Mhm.
But it's not about needing to do geometry, trigonometry stuff and all these crazy. It's just having a broad, you just need a broad stroke understanding of a few simple concepts and
Mhm.
how to properly incorporate them for you. I'm not asking you to read stock picks and companies valuations. Just some broad strokes.
Yeah. And for me personally, I grew up believing that women took care of the home and men brought the bacon in. So men did the work, men took care of the finances, men were better at it, and women were better at taking care of the house, taking care of the children. So it was a belief system that was instilled in me and I carried with me for many, 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 many years and decades. So I think that's pretty common. I think we just believe that we can't do it and men are better at it. And another thing is, I think that money conversations are not had in our friendship groups with women. We don't sit around and talk about money. We sit around and talk about the kids, the best place to get a deal on chicken this week. We talk about our feelings. We talk about maybe a cool new hairdresser that we found. We talk about different things. Whereas you sit in a conversation with guys, money is always brought up. And men talk about money. They talk about investment. They talk about venture opportunities. They talk about new business. So I think it's stereotypical and it's not always the case, but that's another very normal reason why you may be sitting here defaulting to your husband. That's normal. So questioning those beliefs and saying, yeah, that is how I feel about it. And yeah, I got to change that, you know? I think those are some really good points we've made here. And if you're feeling, sweat dripping down the back of your neck right now, just thinking about how you're going to start this, it's normal. We've all been there. So why do you want to take control of your financial situation right now? And why is it important to you right now? Is something that you talk to your clients about, Sunny,
Mhm.
right? So you talk to them about why do you want to take control of your financial situation right now? And how do those conversations look?
These are really great in determining basically what I call the pain points. So you're often approaching me because you feel just general knowledge. I hosted a financial literacy course for some teenagers, and I had them in, and we did really great like cash flow game, and we talked about some investment, what investment returns look like, and things like that. And one of the moms sat in, and she said, "Can you host this for me and some of my friends?" Because
Amazing.
they're divorcee, single moms, and I had their teens in, and they said, "We want to come to this." Because understanding why they're there, a lot of times it's because they were ashamed how fundamental we need to go with the finances. We need to start just talking about making cash flow work and how to update cash flow and what's just some regular healthy strategies are for money and how they just were never learned, never taught. And then as you move through a marriage, you didn't have to either. So we got away. And then we come in our 40s or something like that, and we're all embarrassed and
Mm,
ashamed that, well, we've always defaulted to someone else to handle this. And we need to take our learning to like financial team level because we never really took care of it beyond that. And I have conversations like this with people in their 60s.
hmm
It's not a big deal, but we feel so bad about it. It's like, well, how would you know about this? No one's out there teaching you. You never had to, and now you do. So what? So let's do it.
hmm And that shame is massive. We carry that around inside of ourselves. And what's really interesting about shame is it grows and lives in the quiet. And as soon as we get the courage or just start talking about what we're ashamed about, shame doesn't like that and it starts to fade away. So as soon as that woman in your group, the mom who said you need to talk to us about this and I'd like to set that up, she was able to just say that even though she was feeling shame even though she was feeling dumb. And her saying that is the beginning of this amazing journey to learn about her money and her finances and take back that control. Like I love this woman. You know, shame is a quiet, really, really devastating feeling inside of ourselves that just feeds off of the quiet. Start talking about it, that shame will slowly dissipate. Like that's really interesting. So, does this require work? Does learning your finances require work, or does it boom just happens just like that? I mean, a lot of people think first you think I can't, and then you think it's too much work, and then you never get started. I mean, that's how isn't that how everything goes? So, how important is it for you to talk to her and say, "Are you willing to do the work?"
Yeah, it's we get hung up on there's a quick fix for that. Like grab some guy's book and it's his opinion on how to run your finances or do
Mhm.
this or do that. It is not black and white. In the financial planning space, it's gray because you are you and the work you're willing to do or the way you're willing to process is not the same as me.
Mm.
So what is going to work for you? So yeah, you have to practice. It's like taking your piano lesson and then go home and practice and figure out what is going to work for you and let's work together. I love when someone says, "So Sunny, I tried this that you recommended, but I did this instead here because I couldn't handle this part." And I'm like, "Oh, perfect. And can I steal that?" Because that's how they work. But I'm learning too, because we can still get your finances in line and do it your way, in a
Mm.
way that is not heavy, in a way that is simpler, in a way that's more comfortable to understand it, because it's not this way or that way. So all the learning you're going to see online isn't geared necessarily towards you. So knowing why you're there is going to help me understand where to start with the practice.
Mhm. And knowing I love what you said about figuring out what's gonna work for you. The thing is, you know what works for you, but you have not given yourself permission to speak up, take action, and do what works for you. You have maybe been defaulting to your husband, maybe just not doing anything, just earning money, spending money. But if you want this, you've got it all inside of you and the ability to make it happen. And I love that. That's so key for any change that we want to make in our life. And this is a change. It'll be a new way of looking at your finances, thinking about money, taking action. But so cool, so important that we all strive to be financially independent because we truly cannot count on anyone else to take care of our money. And you don't want to be dependent on other people to be able to pay the bills, put food on the table, travel, have a great life, spend, save, invest, have fun. You know, we need to do this for ourselves. So I love that. And how important is it for us to be thinking about this is a process of discovery?
That's kind of the biggest one. It's rarely a one and done when we're
Mm,
talking about starting your financial literacy journey. You know, we do something, off you go, see you never. I meet usually annually because everything changes. You learn so much more about what worked and what didn't work. And an annual cycle is a full cycle to learn in the way our society works and the way our bills run and things like that. An annual cycle is going to help us discover what we wanted to do, that what we want to do next year, what we did last year. We can look at a whole picture and we can move forward. It's an every year kind of cycle process. Last year I didn't have enough to do all the things I wanted to do. Okay, let's move forward and change this year. Last year I got on the bandwagon a little late. Okay, let's move forward with just do it. Let's just start again. Keep practicing and keep learning and changing. It's always changing. It never
Mm-hmm.
stays the same.
Yep. Yep. Love that. So if you have always defaulted to your husband or your dad or your brother or someone else when it comes to your money, um, and now you're looking to become financially independent, our overarching message today is that this process of discovery takes time, and you can do it. And you need to know why you want to do it. And you need to know why you want to take control of your finances right now. And you need to commit and decide that you're going to commit to doing the work. You've got this. You're smart. You're perfect. You're loved. You're worthy. We're so happy that you're here with us every week, learning and learning. Go look at all the rest of the videos that we put together. They will help you. Reach out to Sunny if you would like to get started with your financial plan and financial literacy. Reach out to myself if you're looking for a coach who can help you navigate the business side of divorce and navigate the emotional side of divorce. We're here for you. Thanks for being here today, and we will see you next week.